creosote, fish and chips and vinegar. Hate the smell of public toilets, dog mess, and women's feet. They're not that bad, CJR. And the reason we're asking about smells that you love and hate this morning is this. Have you ever noticed a nasty niff or a pungent pong where you live? Well, in Tunbridge, it can be an awful lot worse than that, as residents have reported an overwhelming, sickly sweet smell, which they claim is causing health problems and preventing them enjoying their gardens. Action Group Stop the Stink is calling for Tunbridge and Morling Borough Council to do more to stop this fragrance factory called Drytec producing the smell. Well, our reporter Ben Croucher has taken a radio car outside the plant in Morley Road in Tunbridge this morning. Ben, what does it smell like?
It's perfectly normal, to be honest, Claire. It can't really smell too much. It smells like a normal day in Tunbridge. Well, not so normal if the local residents are to be believed. Now, this problem apparently started several years ago. It prompted the Action Group Stop the Stink to form. We've got Fred Long and George Nicholas alongside me. They're campaigning for Drytec to stop the smell emanating from its factory. Now, I'm outside the factory at the moment. Just looks like any normal factory in this industrial estate. But George, it's not quite the full story, is it? Just tell us, just describe the problem for us firstly.
The problem is we can't smell it right now outside the factory because they have a tubing that goes above the roof, which emits all the smells all over Tunbridge and out of our reach right now at ground level. And it really does go right across Tunbridge, and it's like a blanket of a very strong, sickly, sweet smell. The smells change depending on what they're producing, but it stays around for ages and ages, and you cannot actually breathe it. You have to go inside, close your windows, be indoors, otherwise you cannot actually breathe. The problem is, as the wind changes, the direction of the wind, the smell goes to a different part of town. So every day when they're producing, the smell is affecting different parts of the town and different areas of the town and different people.
And how long has this problem been going on for, and what have you been doing to try and address the issue?
The problem, as far as I'm concerned, has been going on for at least 7 years now. We've been talking to the council about it, environmental health. We've been contacting them every time we smell it, and the problem is that they're not in Tunbridge, they're 12 miles away. Sometimes they'll come, but they'll come 4 or 5 hours later after we've reported it, and of course they miss it. And for them to actually put a statutory nuisance notice on the company, they have to smell it, but they never do for some strange reason, because it's moved to another part of Tunbridge basically. But we've been logging all those the calls that we make to the council. So but what we're doing now is we've had enough. We've said enough is enough. All we really want is the smell to go away. We want Drytec to be good neighbours and just stop the smell. We don't mind them producing. We just want the smell stopped because it's affecting a lot of us right through Tunbridge. But what we're doing now is we set up a group and we're going out petitioning and leafleting, telling people, and the amount of response has been tremendous that we have encountered in the first 2 days that we did it. People are coming up to us and shaking our hands, saying, well done, it's about time somebody has done something like this. And the sad thing about it is that we don't get supported by the local council, and we cannot understand why.
Well, what do you think the local council should be doing then?
What they should be doing is stopping Drytec from emitting all these foul smells into the atmosphere until they force them to install equipment that burns the smells when they come out. It's a byproduct. The smell is a byproduct which affects us. That's what the council should be doing, and they have the right, they have the power to do it, but for some strange reason they won't do it.
We heard earlier in the programme that Drytec say they haven't necessarily been contacted in the right way. I mean, what sort of communication have you been having with the company and the council?
Well, we don't have any communication now because, well, we never really did, because every time we have phoned up or tried to contact the managing director, he dismisses us and says, don't talk to us, call Tunbridge Borough Council. And that's how it goes round and round in circles. So we're never going to be sorting the problem out with Drytec. Drytec should be good neighbours, basically, and just get us round the table and say, this is what we're going to be doing. How can we help you? How does this affect you? They don't care. It's just a money-making exercise to them, full stop.
Okay, now Fred, you're in charge of the Stop the Smell Twitter group. What have they been? So, what's the reaction of the people in Tunbridge and your followers?
Well, the reaction's sort of twofold. One from residents, and we're logging their concerns, and also from commuters. So we do have people going up and down from London. We have about 123 Twitter followers now, and as George alluded to, over 500 on the petition. The people, from Tunbridge, they go to work in the smell and they come home in the smell. And we noticed an awful lot of traffic, Twitter traffic, of people just registering an issue to themselves and their friends. We decided to garner all of that, pull it together, and there's almost every day there is an issue and a trail of people complaining. And again, we are told to complete diaries of the smells, which appears to be pretty old school and bureaucratic. We're using new technology, we're garnering support, people are thanking us in the street. Elderly people with respiratory problems are also thanking us. They shouldn't be thanking us, they should be thanking the council for doing a good job. They're not doing a good job.
But 123 Twitter followers, 500 people on a petition, that doesn't sound like that many. Are the people of Tunbridge really behind this?
The 500 signatures in about 2 days of petitioning. We're looking for over 1,600. We're going to reach that total soon. That will force the council to have a debate on the issue. Yes, we get 1 or 2 people that say it's a pleasant smell. That's not right. They're not elderly people with respiratory problems. They are people that are having a little troll on a Twitter site. That's not right. We have the vast majority of people that say they've had enough. What are the council doing? The council say fill a diary out. If there's a smell in the back garden, the council will be over and they'll be addressing it. This is a big company and a big problem. Let's get the council doing something about it.
George, just finally for you then, where do you go from here? I mean, it's been 7 years now. Hopefully it's not going to be another 7, you presume.
No, we're not going to go away. We live here. We're going to be canvassing, we're going to be pushing, we're going to be doing as much as we can to get rid of this problem. We're not going to move away. We want people, especially the media, not to trivialise this problem. It is a big problem for the residents of Tunbridge, and we mean to carry on and fight. We wish to work it out with the council on our side. It'd be the best possible way, and that's what we're going to strive for.
George said thank you for your time. John is here in Tunbridge in an hour's time, where I'll be joined by Councillor Owen Baldock, the man who's in charge of dealing with the complaints for Tunbridge and Malling Borough Council.
Ben Croucher, our reporter, live in Tunbridge this morning. Thanks for that. We did contact Drytec yesterday. We are waiting for them to call us back. That's got a familiar ring to it, that response, hasn't it? Yes. From 9 o'clock is the big phone with Jules. She joins me now. Morning.
Good morning, Claire. Picking up on your big story this morning about the number of vulnerable adults reporting abuse or neglect.